She freaks out like this one here that I just read off. Toodles, it's a turn off and blah, 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 blah. She doesn't have genuine burning desire. All right, what's up, my brothers? In this video, I want to talk about a viral TikTok that my friend Myron put out about punishing women and why you need to introduce consequences when they try to reschedule. So if you didn't see it, he put out a TikTok that I think in the first week got over 2 million views. The outrage mob swooped in, and he basically said, if a woman goes to cancel on a date, then you need to punish her, is what he said. Those are the words that he used. Now, had he used words like introduce consequences, for example, probably the outrage mob wouldn't have tried to cancel him because he ended up losing his TikTok account, and they took down the video, and it got picked up all throughout the media. And of course, you get all these clacky mooses on these panels of 5, wall smashed opinions coming out about how that's such a bad thing. But he's not wrong, and I'll tell you why he's not wrong. He didn't go far enough down the rabbit hole, but when you have a 60-second limit with TikTok, you really can't do that. He's not wrong because it tests for genuine burning desire. I have a copy of my book here I got to ship out for one of my community members, but if you haven't got it, the Unplugged Alpha covers genuine burning desire. You can grab it off Amazon. It's available in Kindle and print, and Audible is coming probably by the spring. But in a chapter, I cover why genuine burning desire matters. It's because when you get engaged with a woman, I'm not saying engaged like you get married, but when you're engaged with, like when you're spending time with, or you're setting up dates, or seeing one of these women, and she expresses genuine burning desire for it, you're going to have a better experience as a guy. You're not going to have a terrible experience. And I'm going to give you a really good example as to why you need to introduce consequences. We're not going to use the word punish. We're going to use the word introduce consequences for this one, but we're talking about the same thing. The way that Myron framed it is he says, look, I don't like flaky girls, so if that's what you're going to do, then reschedule, but the first round of drinks is on you next time, which is totally acceptable. The problem is that a lot of women today, as a function of toxic feminism, don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So let me just kind of walk you through this so you understand it. Watch the whole video before you start freaking out in the comment. Just chill, relax. I'll explain this to you. So in this thread here that I've got, which is a perfect example, came across it last night, blah, 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 back and forth. And then she says, hey, can we pretty please reschedule for next week? I'm leaving for Tahoe tomorrow, so work is extremely busy with projects, and I have to put in overtime tonight to get my stuff done since I'm going to be off tomorrow. Sad face. Now, when you schedule a date and then she goes and tries to reschedule, something's happened. Either something, well, bottom line, something more important came up. Maybe it was work, maybe it was another dude. Who knows? Who cares? Either way, she's shown that she's flaky. If she demonstrates that she's interested in getting together and then she flakes on the date to try to reschedule, I do agree. I think there should be consequences. So this friend of mine responds with, flakes are a big turnoff. If you want to reschedule, then you have to treat me to dinner. I like steak. This is where she loses it. Wow, are you actually... I wish I could do this in a chick's voice. Wow, are you actually serious? Let's go about it that way. I gave you plenty of notice and simply asked to reschedule with a reasonable explanation. Toodles! And then she pauses and carries on with, your response was a turnoff, by the way, as well. Shows how flexible you are. Good luck. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I think we can hop on the road and talk a little bit more about this because I don't need to read anything else. But here's the thing. There we go. There we go. You got to enjoy a little bit of snow in the wintertime, right? So here's the thing, guys. When it comes to genuine burning desire, women would rather date a married guy than a dude that lives in his basement. That's what genuine burning desire looks like. They'll crawl through little cracks in his schedule, to accommodate him. So when a woman reschedules, I think, yeah, you should be introducing some kind of consequence, whether it's, if you're getting together for a drink and then you say, all right, fine, first round's on you then if you want to reschedule, I'm a busy guy. She's basically showing an utter and total lack of any kind of respect for your time, if you will. If you're a guy chasing excellence, you're on your purpose, and you've obviously got a busy schedule. You may be, spinning plates even, seeing more than one woman at a time. Totally fine. And if you schedule in a date and she's going to go and reschedule on you, sure, introduce some kind of consequence. Whatever you think is reasonable for that type of scenario, but don't let, these pushbacks come. Essentially what you're doing when you introduce a consequence is you're testing for genuine burning desire. Because a woman that has strong, genuine burning desire for you, when you say, fine, I'm not keen on flaky women, but I'll let you reschedule. Next time, first round's on you or dinner's on you. And she's like, totally fine, I got you, right? She has genuine burning desire. She freaks out like this one here that I just read off. It's a turn off and blah, 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 blah. She doesn't have genuine burning desire. Simple as that. Guys, I don't need to bang on this one too long. I hope this makes perfect sense. Those of you that have read my book will understand. This is something that comes up quite a lot in my men's community. If you haven't looked at it, pinned in the top comment, there's a link to it, and you can learn more about how to join so you can access a network of 500 plus top shelf men chasing excellence, not putting up with nonsense like this, that are putting their dent in the universe. Check out those links pinned below, request videos, book me for coaching, all that stuff, and leave a comment below. Am I wrong? Am I right? Would you or would you not introduce consequences if a woman wants to reschedule a date? I think it's a good idea simply because it does test her desire for you. And like it or not, women are always testing men. So at some point, guys, you need to establish whether or not frame is in your benefit or in her benefit. If she's gonna yield and say, yes, I'll get the first rounds, I shouldn't have scheduled that date, and double book myself or whatever it is that she's done, and she takes ownership for it, that's a good thing. She has a freak out with that toodles. See ya next. All right. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
All right, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the Courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.